made possible by a grant from State Farm Insurance Companies.
Well, you're in, so come on over. That's far enough. It's damp and dark down here. A fella gets kind of lonely. That's right, I said down here. You're about 1,000 feet below the sunshine. And I'm Shin, but they call me Monkey, Powder Monkey. I brings what they need, this stuff. It blasts out all this rock. You sets the charge, and then you lights the fuse. And then you runs like the devil. It's safe work. Usually. There they go again. Blasting and mucking. Never stops. Here's what they're after. This stuff, what oozed up during the dinosaur time, dissolved in quartz. By and by it cooled, and it's been trapped inside ever since. A sweet treasure in a kind of ice. This ain't no sponge cake I'm showing you. This is the real thing. Auto. Yellow money, gold. The miner spends his days from dark to dark digging it and his nights dreaming it. But it don't belong to him. Nope. This here's Mr. Bourne's gold. Every last sparkle of it. This earth belongs to him from here to China. The Empire Mine, that's where you are. Think of it as an upside-down hotel and you're in the penthouse. Well, make yourself to home. Pull up a rock. What's that? Oh, you want out, do you? Don't want the hospitality of old Shin. Well, go on then. Don't be my guest. Off with you, but you better start mucking. Oh, in a bit of a scrape, are you? Well, don't worry. There's another way out. There's always another way out. If you keeps with old Shin, that is. Shin! That's me. Be back in a while. Don't go wandering off now.
Get him packed. Where's that one-eyed monkey, anyway?
Right where he should be, Captain. Lured by the sweet sound of your pipes.
What'd you bring us there, Shinny?
Trouble.
What's this now?
This is a gleam in the eye of a very clever gentleman. Fella by the name of Nobel. Swedish man. Ah, the way this stuff blows up. Must have had a bit of the Cornish Tom Collier in him, eh? Drop the side of a mountain, she will, and leave the other side trembling. You know what this is, Tom Collier.
And just who gave you the idea we'd use it?
Mr. Jack White, mine superintendent. This morning he shows me 2 wagons full of this stuff and he says, "Here, Shinny, you'll not be taking black powder below anymore. We're using giant powder now."
Well, you can take it back to Jack White. Or back to Sweden, for that matter. The men'll not be working giant powder in the tunnels of the Empire Mine.
I told him you wouldn't, Tom. Not you. But they're working it up there, at the 500 level, drifting through quartz like a horse through clover.
Well, we'll see about that. They tried to force giant powder on us in '69. And what was the result? Miners sick from the fumes. Miners sick from mucking out the blasted rock. And why? To save the financiers of San Francisco a few dollars. To them, mining is a row of numbers in a ledger book. Why, they've never even looked inside a mine. Nor into the eyes of a woman widowed by giant powder.
Tom, they're using giant powder in the Comstock. I got a cousin there. Says the fumes ain't bothering him.
Yeah, maybe you ought to give it a try, Tommy. There ain't a mine in this area. It ain't in use, but here in Grass Valley.
I got kids to feed.
Listen, where they use this stuff, that's where they work men in teams of 2 instead of 3. Which one of you is going to be number 3 they send away, huh? Feed that to your kids, you knuckleheads!
Tommy's right! We won on 69 by sticking together! We can do it again now!
Yeah! We'll vote on it! But I tell you, you'll see me tied down in a stamp mill and me bones crushed to dust before these ears ever ring of the sound of giant powder. Now, thems that wants to can take up a box and take it back down into the mine with ya. Carry it all the way down to hell with you, Jack Wales, for selling the rest of us out.
Why, Mr. Bourn? The miners are walking off the job again.
Sister!
Yes, Mr. McDougal.
Sister, correct me if I am wrong, but these are orphans?
That's right, Mr. McDougal. Every one of them.
Their fathers have been blinded, blown up in the mines, run over by locomotives, maybe even runaway carriages, perhaps.
Yes, God rest them.
Their mothers, taken by the cholera or the plague.
Yes, Mr. McDougal.
Well then, sister, would you please tell me, what are they smiling about? I can't get a proper likeness with them grinning like hyenas.
Well, what would you have me do, sir?
Have them say glum.
Glum?
Yeah, it will give them an expression more fitting to their station in life.
Father Dalton, kindly explain again how the orphanage can afford the services of a professional photographer in our present financial circumstances.
To preserve forever the image of children rescued from misery, Sister Morgan. You can't put a price on that.
Oh, yes, I can. $20.50 plus materials. We must determine what is absolutely necessary for the operation of the orphanage from what isn't, particularly at a time when we are facing a debt of $6,000.
Which is precisely why I need the photograph. I'm taking it to Sacramento, to the legislature, to show the powers that be the real cost of quartz mining in Grass Valley.
You can genuflect to the Princess of California. They'll not levy a dime to help us. They never have. We'd be better off with a special collection to raise the money. That and a miner's fair. The miners will see us through.
I wish I were right, sister. It was right enough 20-odd years ago when I came to Grass Valley. The miners were still out in the river then, 5,000 of them. Mining for less and less, it's true, but mining in the sunshine and mining for their own accounts. And when their wives dragged them to church on Sunday, which was oftener than they do today, their fingers trickled with gold. It took a strong arm to remove the collection plate. Today, that's all over with. For $3, they mole underground, 10 hours on the run, to fill the vaults in San Francisco's mint, while they've bare enough to feed themselves or their families. No, sister, we cannot balance our ledger on their backs. The powers and the money have left Grass Valley, and where they've gone, so must I.
So, when Mr. Hamilton comes calling for his $6,000, I'm to say that you have gone to Sacramento to ask the legislature for it. That should ease his mind.
It's that or close the orphanage, sister.
You'll not be closing the orphanage, Father Dalton, and I never want to hear those words pass your lips again. Now, off with you. And give my regards to the President of California. God bless.
All right, children. Look, glum.
Where's your mum?
Out.
I ain't blinded. Out where?
I don't know.
Huh. Say, why aren't you in school?
It's Saturday, duh.
So it is.
I told you to keep the door locked, son. Have you been out?
Yeah! Out looking for his mum.
I suppose you find it amusing scaring the daylights out of me, Jack Wales. Well, I hope you burn in hell for it.
You're the second person today who's pictured me in flames.
Where you been, darling?
Shopping.
I can see that. With what? I ain't been paid this week. You've been singing down at the Melodeon again, haven't you?
And what if I have? Is there any harm in using me God-given talents to earn us a few extra dollars?
I told you before, I'll not have you working in taverns.
Billy, go on out and play, son. Here.
We wouldn't want to spoil a lad's supper now, would we?
It is his supper.
I'm the breadwinner in this family.
Jack, with the miners on strike, please explain how you're going to win any bread. We were hard done to scrape through on $3 a day. How are we going to manage now?
Just the same, I'll not have you working as a common saloon gal.
Jack, we have to survive. What else can I do?
You can do what any honest man's wife does. Manage with what we have.
£5, 40% crystalline gold. That's £2, 24 ounces. Try weight, $30 an ounce. It's you. Sneaking around again, huh? Well, you better be more careful. Eavesdropping's a dangerous business in these parts. Well, now, you've seen what a fix old Jack Wales is in. Honest lad, if there ever was one. Not the sort to cross a picket line, but then not the kind of man to leave his family starve either. Well, he's off to another mine, working over to the Eureka where the men agreed to use the giant powder. He figures he'll keep his paychecks coming by avoiding Tom Collier and that hard-nosed crowd over at the Empire. Meanwhile, Jenny's staying away from the tavern, satisfied, for now, with a singular audience for that sweet voice of hers. Wish I could tell you things was going to work out for him. Trouble stalking that family like a bloodhound.